Yeah, 38.20% didn't get hit. So there isn't a fifth confirmation for this specific trade, but that doesn't mean that there isn't enough confirmations for you to be willing to take the trade, right? So you got the run of the Asia session low along with the previous low at 9 in the morning, and you also tapped into 42,000 big figure level.
Yo, what's up, guys? So I didn't do much today. I did a little bit of Bible studying, back testing, a little bit of reviewing of my journal and stuff like that, learning, reading, stuff like that. And as we all know, today's Saturday, so obviously the market's closed, so there's no trades to be taken today. I still was on a VIP call with my mentor Andre Diaz on YouTube, if anybody's wondering. He has a VIP group. I would say it's worth joining. Been pretty helpful on my trading journey so far. But basically, he just went over the previous week's trades and back tested and reviewed this previous week, so the team could improve on their journey and trading as well. So anyways, I heard about NVIDIA's prop firm, and they have this sale going on, and right now today's the last day, so there's $25,000 live static accounts where it has a $500 drawdown, and you gotta make $1,500 to pass, and I think you get an extra $1,000 for every account that you pass. So I went ahead and copped 3 of them. The part about them is that you can pass them the same day. It's a $1,500 profit target, $500 drawdown. The drawdown does not trail, so it stays at $24,500. That's as the lowest the account can go. And there's no consistency rule, and there's no minimum trading days, which is pretty nice. So I went ahead and bought 3 of them. So I got 3 accounts for less than $30 that you can pass the same day, get paid out the same day. You get an extra $1,000 for every account that you pass. So I'm gonna try and pass them this week. So we'll see how that goes. Then I got a little bit of Bible notes for you guys, and the Bible notes talks about how you should be on guard against people who don't believe in Him, and you should hear God's instruction and obey what He's telling you to do. And it says that God is always in our presence, whether we believe it or not, and He's always judging us accordingly. And then it says that people will continue to do sinful things time and time again and not turn away from their sinful ways, even though God continues to punish them. And then they'll wonder why they continue to get punished. And then God says to be patient and wait on His return, because on the day that He returns, He will destroy and accuse all of the evil nations and wicked nations, and He'll purify the speech of the earth so everybody can talk together and worship Him together and serve Him obediently. And it says on that day He will also remove the prideful and the arrogant from the earth, and that the ashamed people who rebel against God will no longer have to be ashamed and can come to Him without having to hide themselves from Him. And it says the humble ones and the righteous ones that waited patiently and obeyed God, they'll be the only ones left on earth, and that they'll be able to be abundant and have peace without having to worry about anything, because all of the wicked ones will have been stricken down. And that nobody will be lying or deceiving each other as well. It also says that He'll save the weak and the helpless people, and that He'll give them prosperity and strength. And it says that without a relationship with God, you will plant much and harvest little. So basically, when you have no relationship with God, you will do a lot of work, and whatever you ask for, you won't get what you ask for. You'll get less every time, because you need to have a relationship with God and have Him in everything that you do. And it says once we start to not listen to Him and disobey Him, He'll punish us or take things away from us, but He'll start to give us things back and start to bless us again once we start listening to Him again. And it says that God tells us to be strong and be in His Spirit and get to work. His Spirit is always with us, and He'll do what He promises that He'll do for us as long as we obey Him. Like I said, basically we know that everything on earth and everything made in the universe is owned by God, because He made it. So He can take anything away from us, and He can give anything to us, but it's based upon what we do in our actions. And it says for people who act godly and righteous, but they still sin in private, basically they're doing their work in vain, and they're defiling themselves by doing this. And those people who put God first in their lives before everything else, they will be protected when God chooses to judge and punish the ones who bring Him displeasure. Also, it talks about how God has sent angels to patrol and keep peace on earth, so that there's angels among us. And it says the last few things it talks about is how wicked nations that oppressed other nations will be destroyed and brought down, and that the oppressed nations will be blessed and they'll become abundant, and any other nation that tries to harm them will be dealt with by God. And for my Think and Grow Rich notes for today, I read pages 280 through 290, which is the end of the book. So I'm finished with the book, and I'm going to be starting another book tomorrow. But as for the notes, I don't think I put all of the questions in the last video that I put the notes in, but I'm going to put the last few pages of questions in this right now. And then basically it just says that you want to analyze yourself. And when you analyze yourself, you'll know more about yourself than most people know about themselves. And that if you don't know the answer to one of these questions, that you should have somebody that you know that's close to you that will be honest with you as well to go over these questions with you and help you out. It says that the only thing that you can control is your own thoughts and your own mind. So if you can't even control your own thoughts, then you can be sure as hell that you won't be able to control anything else in life. And you should also protect your mental and spiritual energies more than your physical possessions. It says how people will say that you can't do something or they'll not believe in you, but as long as you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. Because people tried to tell Edison that he couldn't make a machine that recorded and reproduced human voice, but he knew that whatever that you could believe and conceive in your mind that you could achieve. And you can do anything that you put your mind to as long as you have plans and you believe in yourself and have faith. And also, you must at all costs keep the opinions and suggestions that are negative from other people out of your own mind if you're going to be successful. And if you have a mind of your own and you have a will of your own and you can think for yourself, and you will achieve great things. It says that you will either control your own mind or your thoughts, or your mind will control you. And then it says that people who fail always have excuses, and then I'm gonna put some more pages on the screen, and it says that these are the 55 most famous ones right here. And the last few things that it says is people tend to make excuses to hide themselves from the fact that they're failures. And if people use as much time fixing themselves as they used making excuses, they wouldn't need excuses because all of their problems would be fixed with the time instead. And it says that life is a game and time is the enemy, and that time will not tolerate indecision, and it will continue to keep passing whether you choose to make good use of your time or not. And the price for not choosing the life you want is obviously failure. So it says that it's of great benefit for those who choose to control their minds and conquer their own selves and get what they want from life. And then it asks the question, will you make the choice to start your dreams and carry out your plans, or will you just sit there and do nothing and let time pass? What will you do? Let me know in the comments. For the last part of this video, we just gonna have a little mindset card talk. So basically, for the self-analyzation, determining your mindset, who you are and your character and all that stuff, what I want y'all guys to do is just identify what are your non-negotiables in your life, identify what are the most important things to you and what you can't live without in your life. And I want you to identify what your core values are and where do they come from, and I want you to challenge them as well. In a lot of cases, a lot of our values and beliefs, they come from our childhood, and I just want you to figure out what your beliefs are, what your values are, determine why you have them, and determine are they benefiting you in any way or not, and what should you do to change them if you should do anything to change them. By doing this, you find out who you are, what you truly believe in, and what you truly want out of life. And once you figure out what you truly want out of life, then you can start taking action to get what you want. And then there's a few more things that I want you guys to do. So one of the things I want you guys to do is basically there's this exercise. It's called the camera challenge. And the way you use it is even if you're not like around nobody and you're home alone, whatever the case is, act like there's a camera on you, act like there's somebody watching you, act like it's like a live stream, and there's millions of people watching you live, and then act as if you would if that was the case. Would you clean up your room and make everything nice? Would you make yourself look nice? What would you do? Would you wake up, fucking watch TikTok, watch it some shorts, scratch nuts, eat some chips, roll over and go back to sleep? Like, what would you do? Act that way now. Also, I want you guys to ask yourselves, like, what makes a person good? What makes a good person? And there's no right or wrong answer to this question, but basically the reason I want you to do this is so you determine more about yourself, who you are, what you truly believe in. And basically this just teaches you more about yourself and broadens your self-awareness. And furthermore, on the topic of self-analyzation, I know some of us are traders that watch me, so when it comes to trading, for example, you can learn things from trading about human psychology, because trading is nothing but just humans pressing buttons and based off their psychology, pretty much, and what they're thinking and what they're feeling. So, for example, when it comes to overtrading, what you can learn about people that overtrade in some cases is that when you overtrade, it's basically saying that you're not confident in the first couple of trades that you took, and you didn't believe in your system, you didn't believe in yourself, so you're not confident. Or you have low self-esteem or low confidence, possibly. Or in some cases, you just simply can't handle a loss. And when it comes to losing, the best winners are the best losers, because those who can take a loss and walk away will win in the long term. They don't let it affect them. But those who take a loss and keep trading, they'll lose more than they would have if they just walked away and saved their capital for a different day. So the best losers always are the best winners. And on the case of mindset, what I want you guys to know is that when you first start trading or anything, not just trading, but when you first start anything, what you should do always is start out with the proper foundation and have the proper rules, have your edge. In this case, if it's trading, have your edge in the market, have your rules, and follow them from the very beginning. That way, when you do this, basically what you do is you create an autonomous system for yourself, and it just becomes second nature. It just becomes habit, and you get used to doing it from the very beginning. That way you're not 6 months down the road, a couple years down the road, and you have to rebuild all your habits because you had the bad habits the whole time. You want to take action and make progress, but it's important to make progress in the right direction. You don't want to make progress for no reason and have been making progress on the completely wrong things, because then you've wasted all that time for no reason. And and time is the enemy. Time doesn't wait for nobody. You can't get your time back, so it's better to make use of all the time you can right now while you got it. Cut all the distractions that waste your time. Decide what you want, make your plan to get it, and take action now. Get up, go after what you want. Go after that dream you always had. You just go after it. And a lot of us haven't realized as adults, nobody's gonna do shit for us. We can't blame nobody but ourselves, especially as men, for what we have in life and where we're at in life. Everything we have in life, or where we're at in life, is the result of our past actions. So if you want a different future, then you have to choose a different action now. You can't expect different results if you keep doing the same thing day in and day out. If you want something to change, then you have to change. You have to change yourself, you have to change your mind, and you have to change your actions. So, are you going to decide to change, or are you going to sit there and let life keep passing you by? You have to decide now. So just know, if you're still holding on to bad habits, then you have to cut that shit out and treat that shit like it's the fucking enemy. Because when you hold on to bad habits, you're holding on to old habits, you're holding on to old keys. And you can't open new doors with old keys. And also, you should also always remember this. This is your life. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let nobody decide for you. Decide what you want and get it. Stop being a fucking bitch. I'll see y'all in the next video.